Usually I'm really lost with these type of videos where I want to head it and where I want it to go. So I'm constantly just figuring out my things and figuring out where I just want to hit, where I want this video to hit, and it constantly reminds me of why I don't like doing these type of things, because typically I'm just, a normal person who's just floating through life, and people don't really want to watch my content because it doesn't, affect them or gives them the entertainment that they are seeking from my videos. Don't seek those type of people out, and I'm trying to seek those people out, but I can't get them to hook onto my videos as I'm trying different approaches when I do these type of videos, and it's physically a hard reminder because it's so hard to get into the algorithm and stay there, because people don't want to watch my videos. People don't want to always be there to watch these type of videos, so that I feel like they're just gonna fail constantly. They do fail very constantly, and I really hate how this happens to me, because I don't know where I'm going wrong with these type of videos, and I don't know what I'm doing with them, but I physically like doing these videos because it gives me something to do in the day of my life and physically think about, because I really do want to just keep going, and people don't want to stay because they don't think these videos are going to stay that well or be good, or I'm ever going to pop off or get so many subs. And I have said that, I don't want many subs, I don't want a whole bunch of subscribers, but I feel like I could, maintain that kind of image. I could, improve myself to get those type of views or those type of things in life. But it's a really just a hard, curveball that I'm trying to push through. And, people don't want to always watch these videos because they don't, feel accurate to what I'm talking about or keep you engaged, as I will say they don't really do. And the reason why I'm feeling such a letdown is because I really want these videos to just improve in general, and me talking about topics, I try to approve a narrative where I can actually decide where I'm going in life, because things are they're all just over the place, as I could say, and this and I know this, that the world is just such an overplace area that it's just such a hard kind of thing to put in, and you don't know exactly where everything's going, so you just have to win it on trying to think of the word, I think it was wing it. I mess words up sometimes, and that's just a human kind of thing to do. I didn't script this or anything, but you try to wing it, and you don't get exactly where you want to go, and it falls apart because I constantly try to have these videos up and running in no time. But the thing is, the algorithm and the time that my viewers watch these videos is so complicated, because I try to figure it out, but sometimes it just doesn't work for me. Sometimes it just fails, and it just falls apart straight there and then, and it really sucks, because I try to put as much effort into these videos as I can, but they fall apart so quickly. It's not even funny. It's just such a headache to process, because I'm trying to push these videos out to you guys, and then you guys don't watch them and they fail. They just collapse on their way down, and I really hope they don't, because I try to put so much effort into them and they fail. I try to take different approaches to these videos, and they don't go exactly as I want them to go. I've been getting some videos popping off, like I don't have anything to show for life. That video popped off really well, and it got 11 likes, and then the other video where I said I was a failure, that got 16 likes. So I am improving on my content, and I'm trying to talk about things that need to be talked about, because they are a constant reminder that we are, you know, human. At the end of the day, we're human, and we are going through our own sets of problems and our sets of desires that we want to get in life, but they simply just fall apart because people don't want to be there. People don't want to do anything for anyone because the world's just so objective and sad at times. And I don't know who I am anymore because it's constantly has, you know, thrown me in such a dark place that I'm feeling so, you know, very broken inside, that I just exactly don't know where I am. And people will just assume that it will get better, and it never really does get better. Nothing really gets better. And, you know, everyone says it will, eventually it will, but it doesn't. You know it doesn't. And I feel like this world is just run by a bunch of fucking idiots who don't even know what they're doing anymore. So they just, you know, decide to push these desires that they are thinking is gonna work, but they don't. They never really do work at all. And people will just assume they work because that's all we can do. We all can just sit there and say, oh, this is gonna work and that's gonna work, but that doesn't work and it doesn't change anything. And I hate it. I hate the constant reminder that they're not gonna work, and you know, they just don't. And people will just assume that, you know, people have bad intentions, and I don't have a bad intentions with what these videos are. I want to improve myself and make videos for people who also want to improve themselves and also want to change things in life. Of course you can't change everything, and that's where you have to understand some things just can't be changed, and that's why you have to keep things to yourself and improve yourself on your own and not have others constantly, you know, belittling yourself over things that you can't control, because you can't control the government, or you can't control the environment or the economy or the you know, the retrospects of what life is and who decides what, you know. I hate when, you know, there's killers and people who have killed people, hurt others, and they are not dead or anything. They live normal lives. There's people out there who are living normal lives and have committed acts that against humanity, and they live a normal life because the government decided to let them go. It's sickening when you think about it, because it's just so sick. And you know what's funny? They have families in that. Those people out there who have committed heinous crimes against people, they have a happy family, or a happy kid, or a happy wife, or a happy man, or it can be anyone. It can be a woman, it can be a man. It doesn't matter. And they have killed someone, and they took the pleasure of doing that too. Because when you kill someone, you take the pleasure of doing it. Especially if you're a psychopath, you take the pleasure of watching someone's life drain out of their eyes, because you think it's something that you thought was right, but really it wasn't right at all. You knew it wasn't right, but instead you did it anyway, because you thought you had the power and you thought you had the will to do so. But either way, they just do it because either they're bored or they just need something to stem their own desire, because it's sickening when they get away with this stuff, and you know, we as general don't get to do anything about it. We don't get to stop that stuff, and it will exist as long as we go. Humans will kill each other all the time, and it doesn't matter how many times. It's just gonna be like that. And people assume that it's gonna get better, and it doesn't get better. These type of people always keep getting out of prison or getting out of this kind of situation, and that's why I'm such a just don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know who I am anymore, because the government and people around me keep getting out of free jail cards, when if I did something and committed something bad, I'll go prison for fucking my life. If I decide to hurt someone now, you go to jail forever. But if you are someone who committed a crime alongside someone, you get to have the freedom that you get, even though you have done as bad as they have as well, that you have committed something as heinous as they did. because this is a topic that I'm talking about, a topic that goes in depth about this kind of shit. There was like a woman who, you know, who helped, you know, helped her boyfriend do stuff to her little sister or whoever it was at the time. I don't really exactly remember what was happening, but I got some, you know, details on it, and it's sickening to realize that she got out of jail. She got out of her punishment just because she gave information on the boyfriend to, you know, make sure he gets prison time. And he's got prison time for life, you know, he's got prison time forever, and he gets to sit back. She gets to sit back and have a happy family while she's the one who killed her sister, and as well just put her boyfriend to rot in jail. Like, that's not redemption. She doesn't get a redemption arc. Instead, she should be in prison as well, spend the rest of her miserable life with that guy that she was dating. I don't care. We should have anyone who has killed someone should be in prison no matter what. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they have a redemption arc, because it's sickening. They're not some fictional character that can just get a redemption arc.